Hi, welcome back with us at LRSD TV Connection. Good afternoon. I'm Lily Chen, your host for this edition of the Connection podcast. On this Monday, April 27th, with me today is our special guest, Mr. Ben Shans. He's the general manager of the store Game Nice Games and Q Stuffs. Good afternoon, Ben.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me.
It's so happy to see you. So let's get started, please. First, can you introduce to our audience about your game shop a little bit?
Yep. Game Night Games is a tabletop game store here in Winnipeg. We're focused around sort of non-digital gaming, things like board games, card games, dice, role-playing games, miniatures, painting, puzzles, and all sorts of other things. And so we're strictly non-video games, and we love it. This is our life and our passion. We've been in business for over almost 17 years now, and
Wow.
apart from the current sort of health situation, we've been having a blast.
Okay, so I'm so curious about that. You know that now is the time for video games. So for what make you decide to get into this business?
So the wonderful thing about tabletop gaming in relation to video games is that the two coexist very well together.
Mm-hmm.
10 years ago or so, there was the thought maybe that video gaming would spell the end for tabletop gaming, and we found that's not the case at
Mm-hmm.
all. Video games very often are at least a solo activity that you do on your own, on your computer or your video game console at home, maybe playing with others online, but primarily you're alone in your abode. Whereas tabletop gaming, it has become such a social activity that people plan board game nights around. They do dinner and board games, get together with friends, spend an evening or even an entire day. Certainly I've spent many a 12-hour day playing board games with my friends. And so
Wow.
I do both. I play board games, I play video games, but they're done in a
Mm-hmm.
very different fashion and used for different
Mm-hmm.
reasons. So they coexist super well together. And so tabletop gaming has gone through a massive boom over the past 10 years, and it's been great.
Okay. So, as my understanding is, in fact, customers in your store, they're not only in fact play games, right? It's a kind of social party or a kind of gathering together with friends.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
right?
So we have always been of the mind that in-store gaming and organized play is something very important to us, and it's something that
Mm-hmm.
we've always felt very strongly we need to offer in as much a way as possible. And so we've
Mm-hmm.
always had gaming space and tables and events that people can play in, and now with this building that we've been in now for just over 2 years, we've got a
Mm-hmm.
seating capacity of something like 150 people. If we pack
Wow.
it full, obviously not right now,
Mm-hmm.
but in normal times, we can fit a lot of people in here
Yeah.
now, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's become our bread and butter. Every day of the week, we would normally have gaming events going on, and there might be anywhere from 40 to 70 people in here at any one time playing a bunch of
Mm-hmm.
different types of games. So
Wow.
yeah, it absolutely more than just a retail store. We're also a clubhouse or community center or that sort of thing, and it's always been a really good experience, and the community's wonderful in Winnipeg, so we have a blast doing it.
Okay, sounds awesome. So, you know that everybody knows that we are facing a very difficult time now with the COVID-19. So, can you share with us, for this kind of pandemic, how it challenged you and your teams now?
So, because in-store gaming is such a big part of the game night identity, the COVID-19 health crisis has massively changed how we operate. Back
Mm-hmm.
in, I think it was middle of March or early March, we had to completely shut down our gaming room, which was one of the
Mm-hmm.
hardest decisions we've ever had to make because, again, it's so
Mm-hmm.
important to who we are. We had to take
Mm-hmm.
down all of our tables and say all of our events, they're done. suspended for the foreseeable future. So that was a really big challenge because that's just such an important part for us. But even more so than that, in the very late March, the government put out this public health order that mandated the closure of non-essential businesses to the public. And so we've had to massively change the way we operate. People aren't allowed in the store anymore. So we are no longer a place that you can go and shop our shelves and find a new game or a puzzle or pick up some Magic or Pokemon cards or whatever. Now it all is done remotely. And that's been a huge challenge. We had to lay off the majority of our staff, which, again, one of the hardest things we've ever had to do. They're all safe and sound, which is good. But it was still really hard on us and on them. And now we're operating with sort of within the new parameters of this day and age, operating with curbside pickups and with online shops and that sort of thing. So it's been a very different month. April's been unlike any other month in the history of our store.
Oh, yeah, that sounds not good. But what I have learned that from the news that seems the federal government and the provincial government, they are going to support for small business. And did you ever receive any kind of supports from any resources?
Yes, we have reached out or pulled on a number of different supplemental benefits that the governments have offered, and they've been of great use. Some of them are not as easy to apply for as others, so some are still in the works. But yes, we've certainly made use of some of those support programs in place, because without it, we'd be in tough spots. So, yep, absolutely, we have.
Okay, I have another question is about, for the future. Currently that people seems like get habits to keep social distance. So as your business, you have this kind of special character. You need to gather people together. So what you will say is the future for your business?
It's a good question, and I'm not sure on the answer at this time. There's a distinct chance that at least for the foreseeable future, which might be the next year, that in-store gaming does not exist in the traditional sense, because they are gatherings of people, and those simply will not be safe. So, even when the store opens to the public again, whenever that is, whenever the government says it's safe for us to do so, our in-store play might still not be a thing. And again, that's really crushing because of how important that is to who we are. So we're not going to start in-store gaming again until it's absolutely safe to do so. But yeah, it hurts to not be able to do something that we've always put a lot of stock into as important to us. So no, even if the store opens, it might not be the same.
Yeah, that can be understand. So would you have anything to, if you want to introduce your store or advertise your store to our audience? So what are you going to say? Like welcome back to us after the pandemic?
Okay, well, so you mean after the pandemic's done?
Yes.
So once it's done, I have full faith in our community. They're wonderful people. They've been incredibly supportive even this month with a massive change in the way we do business. Without them, we literally wouldn't be here anymore. So I have confidence that when the pandemic blows over and it's safe to do so again, and we reopen our doors to the public, that we'll be well attended by our customers again, and things will return to at least a modicum of normalcy at that point. So I'm not too worried about significant lasting damages to the business at all. It's more so just this very tumultuous time right now that we have to get through, and then figure out what the future looks like beyond that.
Okay, that's all for me for the questions today. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Ben.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and I wish you and your team and your business have a beautiful future. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Well, that's the end of the show for today. I would like to thank for our guest to join us. And we hope you enjoy our show about distance education in Louis Riel School Division. It was great having our guest on the show to talk about their business and their feelings. And we can see that everybody is keeping in a positive way and looking for a bright future. I'm Lily Chen, and this is the Connection Podcast, our way to keeping you connected during the pandemic. Make sure you follow us on social media on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at LRSDTV or on Twitter at LRSDTV_TV. Thank you for watching The Connection. Have a good day. Remember, stay safe and stay connected. Thanks.